if I may, I would also join the discussion, and I also completely agree, because in the metaverse, there is a very new specificity. If we take internet as we know it until now, we already had these questions concerning territoriality in, I don't know, IMS NIVI or recently in Learn and See on it for 22, but which still has to deal with content which is somehow specific to a certain country. So you can find that the product is sold to a certain territory, or maybe you use meta tags from the territory which is of your competitor, and then you have infringement issues in trademark law. But now with the new metaverse, if we take that already today there are some 150 words, meta words, which are working, and they are truly global. It's more or less impossible to say that they are only focusing on the United States or only on one part of Europe. So I agree that this is one of the problems. And the second is that in my view, we will have to globalize also the solutions. Let's say now in the NIS classification, as far as I understand, there are some ongoing discussions as to the new terms in the alphabetical order to take into account all the possibilities for the NFTs, maybe how to use the classification for the metaverse. There are some very new developments at the EU IPO, which proposes certain new guidelines for 2023, which are still currently under discussion, I think until October, if I'm not mistaken. And there are the first cases coming, but still on the level, I'm speaking of Europe, more of the administration at the EU IPO, so not so much yet at the General Court. There are some cases in national states. You have a Juventus case in Italy in front of the Italian courts, which was also very similar in my understanding to what was already mentioned. So also sporting tickets and the Juve trademark, and who is having the right to use that. But I would say that the most interesting issue for me, at least now, is how far we will divide the metaverse word from the usual word. So not so much how you protect the trademarks which do already exist and then are transposed by somebody to the metaverse, but what will we be doing with the completely new trademark word created directly for the metaverse, for the NFTs. And I will finish. Another interesting question is how the blockchain use will be taken as a profitable tool by the IP offices. You have at the IPO, the project, I don't know, like the IP registration in blockchain. There are, if I understand, 4 or 5 states who already are dealing with this, which will be very helpful to see the history, for example, of designs on the market. You can even use the artificial intelligence to find what's the status of art if you're working in design law. So I think all of these questions finally will have to be decided globally, because it's really impossible to have another TERI in Europe and another one in the US or anywhere else. So.